And so we took our wives' credit cards because they were making the money. We went to Home Depot and we bought the pipes, and we spent the next week building out potato guns. Super fun. And then the next Monday I was back in school, and I remember sitting there thinking about my business, and all of a sudden I had the epiphany, like the light bulb moment, where I was like, I wonder if anyone else besides me was searching for potato guns this week. I don't know. And I searched, and there were about 18,000 people a month searching for potato gun plans and spud guns, and I was like, that's it. That's gonna be my business. I'm gonna potato gun expert. First, it was just a tool for me. Like, that was really the initial goal of ClickFunnels. Like, and then after I started using it and I was having success, I was like, we have to make this a tool for everyone. Like, it'll free all entrepreneurs. My initial goal is not to make you $1 billion. My initial goal is to get you to break even. Now you have a tool that will consistently all day long give you free customers. I want you to do it now while you're in the moment, while you remember why it's important, why you saw me do it, so you don't forget and we can get it. And worst case, like, this will be the worst one you ever do. The next one you do will be better. It's not about the people watching you. It's about you guys, about us learning our voice. That's the most important thing. Someone the other day was upset about something I did. They're like, well, my dad always taught me to play nice. I was like, oh, well, my dad taught me to win. My goal for the next 3 days, if I can give you guys some tools and some things that'll help you to change more people's lives in your world, then for me, that's a huge win. What is that thing for your business? Like, what's the one huge domino that if you can knock that thing down, everything else becomes obsolete? You have to lead them to the answer, but you can't give it to them. They have to come up with the idea themselves. You plant the idea in their minds with a story, and if they come up with the answer, then they sold themselves.
He's a marketing genius. That's his brilliance.
Russell rhymes with funnel.
How to market, how to promote, and even how to sell.
He's here to help entrepreneurs create amazing lives.
And on a grand scale.
What's up, everybody? This is Russell. Hope you guys are all doing amazing today. I am so excited to be hanging out with you guys for a few minutes today. In a minute, I'm going to bring up our next guest speaker for this year's Funnel Hacking Live. But before we do, I want you guys to all realize, I think we are 35 days away from Funnel Hacking Live. This is Funnel Hacking Live 10. There's a big X. It is the last dance. I mean, this is the last Funnel Hacking Live we are doing. We have been doing this once a year for the last decade. And this is the last one, which is amazing, which is so cool because there's so many people who are coming back as they miss the nostalgia. People who came to Funnel Hacking Live 3 or 1 or 7, but haven't been for a while, who are coming back. And this is going to be the greatest and the biggest and the best entrepreneurial event, family reunion, whatever you want to call it, on the planet, with tons of funnel hackers coming around the world. If you don't have your ticket yet, go to funnelhackinglive.com. Here's where you can get your ticket to come. We're in Las Vegas, Nevada, February 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th, which means, yes, we are celebrating Valentine's Day together because we love all of our funnel hackers. And so come hang out with us this year. And I want to talk to you guys about what's happening this year, because this year is going to be different. This year's going to be fun. When you go to funnelhackinglive.com and read the sales page, it talks about this concept, talking about how in any audience there is a percentage of the people who are waiting. This is what Dan Kennedy calls it. He says, waiting for the radical to arrive. They're waiting for the person to stand up in their industry, in their business, in their market, and look at things and say, things need to be different. Things need to change. And so a lot of the speakers who are coming are people who have taken their industry and changed everything. Yep, there it is right there. And so if you are that person, if you are the radical, if you're the person in your industry who's trying to change everything, you need to be at this year's Funnel Hacking Live. We're going to be showing you guys how to do that at a really deep, really fun level. So with that said, I'm going to introduce you to our next guest speaker. This is somebody who came to their first Funnel Hacking Live a couple years ago. Maybe we'll have her tell this story. At the time, she did not have an online business. I don't think she was thinking about it. She came with some friends, and ever since then, I've watched her blossom and bloom and change so many people's lives. And I'm having her come this year speak on something very specific that I'm excited to talk to her about right now for a little bit. But with that said, if you guys all can virtually put your hands together for Eileen Wilder. Eileen, how are you doing?
So good. What's up, Russell? What's up, everybody?
So good to see you. And can you believe it's only 35 days away till Funnel Hacking Live?
Not till the last dance. I cannot believe it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's like tomorrow.
What was the first what year was the Funnel Hacking Live, the first one you came to?
Yeah, I first came in 2018, and a friend of mine named Jackie said, you got to come to this conference. I was like, what is it? She's like, it's about marketing. I was like, what's that? And she's like, I'll let you know when you get there. So she actually paid for my ticket because I was so broke, Russell, like so broke. I couldn't afford the plane, the hotel, the tickets. So she actually was so generous and paid for me. So I sat in the back, listened to everything, and it was the one moment that shifted everything for me was FHL.
So cool. So prior to that, would you try to start a business? Or did you like that even cross your mind, or how did you?
I was so
How she
I
got you in the room?
guys, I was so poor because I had been working for a nonprofit, which, for all those, who've ever worked I was in ministry, I was a pastor for 20 years. So, but the nonprofit was the big revelation. I was like, wow, I don't have any money because I've just been serving and I haven't been focusing at all on profit. So that was like the big shift. Was like, wow, I could create something that like would be a business for me at FHL. That was it.
And then we walk through like the sequence of events that happened like over the next like
Yes.
whatever 3-6 months, because I think that's the coolest thing is like you had
Yeah.
one idea inspired in your head, and then all of a sudden this
Oh
thing.
my gosh. Okay, listen, if you've never been to Funnel Hacking Live, it's like a rock concert and they talk about sales and marketing. And one of the speakers, I'm sure it was you, got up and said, "Guys, the reason like why you're not making money is because you're like your offer's terrible. You don't have an offer." So you broke down what an offer was, how to create like a product, and then how to sell it. And I was like, this is the mystery of the universe being explained to me. Like I say to people, it was like going through the wardrobe in the Chronicles of Narnia. I was like, what is happening? And then I saw all the people getting the awards, that they made $1 million. I was like, whatever's happening right now, like I subscribe, like I'm in.
I'm in.
So I ran home from Funnel Hacking Live and I was like, I didn't really know exactly how, like if I was doing it right, but I took out my phone. I just like probably just like this, and I made a janky video like on my iPhone in my 1-bedroom apartment that was where me and my family lived. So we were so broke, and my husband was Uber driving just to support us. So we're there in that apartment, and I make this janky video. I launched the janky video where I'm explaining my very first offer, and it was so bad. It was so bad. The video would encourage anybody, but because like you had taught me just how to do it, people responded, and that week I think I made $18,000 that week that I launched my janky video, and that was like it was like I'm all in. Yeah, I'm all in.
And when you've made your first offer, because you started the price really low, but you kept raising it, right? Like
Yes.
what's that look
Yes.
like? I think a lot of people are like, I don't have a high ticket offer.
So at the end of my janky video, they were like, have a call to action. They were like, it's a CTA. I was like, what? They're like, it's a call to action. You have to like say what to do. I said, so if you're interested in my offer, like call me. Like talk to me on the phone. Like, so people like booked in to call. And I was so terrified to ask people for money because I'd never done it before, because all I had done was like do stuff for free before, that I was scared to offer something really expensive. So I had like faith to offer something for $297, which to me was like asking for $2 million. I was like, $297, and then just long pause. But after a few calls, someone said yes. So I can still remember in my mind, just like trying to act all cool and be like, absolutely, like, congratulations, like, here's how to get started. But like the exchange of having an offer and then going the call, and making a sale was like mind blowing. So then I started getting better at it. And so I started increasing my price. So the same product I offered at $297, I started offering it. I started doubling it, like $400 and then $800 and then $1,600. And I kept going all the way up until I was selling the same thing for $297 for $6,000.
Uh-huh.
And so that was like how just big cash infusion started happening in my family. But the whole way through, I was just doing what you were telling me to do. Like that was the whole way through. It was just, Russell said to do this, and I'm going to do this.
And then look at the other side of it.
Yeah, 100%. I still do that. So.
So it's so cool. Now I want to talk about, this is kind of what you're going to be talking about this year's Funnel Hacking Lab. I want to tell my story about why I wanted you to talk about this, and I want you to kind of dive into it. But you obviously, you're in my my highest level, my Atlas Mastermind group. So we hang out a couple times a year.
Yes.
And I remember one of the groups you came to, and you started teaching how you present, how you speak, how you tell your stories. And I've been in this world, the public speaking world, now for 20 years. I've written my own courses, done seminars, I've done everything, right? Went to all the trainers, learned it all to like learn my craft. And I remember you were teaching this thing, and it came from your ministry background. I remember you were talking about like because I go to a Mormon church, which Mormon church is very much like we're reverent and quiet. And you're like, we go to callback church. This is how the and like I had no idea. And you're showing how the preachers are teaching and how they're telling stories. And I was taking notes, and I remember you went for probably like 20 or 30 minutes, and it was all quiet. And you're like, is this good? You guys, is this helping? And we're all like freaking out. And I said something which I think it's on one of the covers of your book now, but I was like in the last 20 years, this is the greatest advancement in speaking I've seen in the last 20 years. Like this changed everything. And I remember afterwards I went back to my next presentation, and I was selling a $10,000 offer without a salesperson, just off of the back of a webinar. And I was trying to weave in everything you taught about. I watched your video probably 30 times, watching it and then going back to my slides and go back and forth and back and forth. And we actually, it's funny, I'm in a planning meeting right now, but we looked at that. We sold 800 people at 10 grand off of that webinar with no sales team. So it worked. And so that's what you're going to be talking a little about. Funnel Hack. Maybe you can go a little deeper into that, but that's why I wanted you to come and share this, because I think this is the evolution of speaking and how to tell stories, how to persuade people in a way that most people are missing. Most people's stories are all about them, and the way you tell stories is so different and unique. So do you want to talk about a little bit about what that is, give them a tease for what's happening at HL?
Yeah, 100%. So when we got into the game, we started I started looking back at my time in ministries, like 20 years. I was preaching all over in Brazil and Europe, and I was going to all these places doing big events. And I started looking at like, how did these speakers some fill stadiums week after week? I go to a church with 40,000 people just week up, and they're moving the masses with their mouths, and they're getting people to sign up, to come to the altar, to do whatever it is they want to do, but they're just only using their words to create these kind of masterpieces of movement in the audience. And then I started thinking, well, if I got an offer on the backside, what if I could combine the framework that these preachers are using so I could move people to the sale. So what I did is, me and my friend Joe, we actually studied like 300 hours or something of like sermons and not just sermons. We were looking at like the best speakers, and we were looking on YouTube, like Jim Rohn and Tony Robbins, Russell Brunson. And we were looking at like, what are they do? How are they getting the audience on their feet? How are they getting standing ovations? How are they getting people to move? And we found this super simple, like 4-step framework that anybody can do, where if they just tell the story like this, it's going to unleash so much emotion in the crowd. And that's the number one thing that we need, don't we all, to move people toward our movement, toward our product, toward the sale. Or we need to move them and stir their emotions, not in a manipulative way, but in a way that will serve them. And so I found this framework, and then I started doing it. And then and then crazy results started happening. So some of our students have done very, hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars a day using this simple speaking framework. It's super powerful.
It's so cool. And I think anyone who's doing any kind of speaking, a lot of times people will come to my world like, I'm not a speaker. I'm like, do you ever do podcasts? Do you ever do VSLs? Do you do videos? Do you web? Like, if you're ever speaking, like I just, because I know your framework, I've actually watched you just in the last, we've been on 10 minutes. You've done parts of it a couple times already.
Yes.
It becomes part of your language patterns as you start understanding it. So if you were ever speaking, which is that's what we're all doing inside of our business. Marketing, selling is speaking. Like they can start weaving like what you're going to be teaching into their language patterns and change everything for them. And people on the outside won't know what's happening different, but they're like, man, I feel influenced to want to do the thing you're talking about in a unique, really, really way.
Because I think what sabotages the sale for most people is they don't recognize that they're just parts of their presentation are just boring. Like we and over teaching. People are over teaching, and so moving people away from the emotional centers of the brain into the logical centers of the brain. And if you can just keep them over in the emotional centers of the brain, not only will they move towards the sale, but their life will change. People make powerful decisions when they hear a story that moves them. So that's what the framework does.
So cool. So cool. So that's what you're going to be talking about in 35 days of this year's Funnel Hacking Live, which is going to be so cool. For anyone who's on the fence thinking about if they should go or not, what would you tell that person?
Oh my gosh. Listen, cancel whatever it is that you think you need to do that's not Funnel Hacking Live, because this event will shift everything for you. Like if you want to grow in your finances, in your family, like if you want just to network and partnerships, I mean, Funnel Hacking Live is the one every single one has shifted me and my family's life. I make them come every time, and they love it. They want to come. It's like Disney World for us. So whatever you're doing, move whatever it is you're doing, because this is never going to happen again.
Yeah.
What if you
People
miss
every
it?
year, people are like, well, I'm going to come next year. I'm going to come next year. It's like, there is no next year. This is the last one, the last dance. So this is the time to come. And I love the fact that you said, bring your
Bring
kids,
your
bring your family.
family.
Like a lot of people don't think about that. It's like, yeah, like if you want your kids indoctrinated and like understanding entrepreneurship, like put them in this
100%.
room. If you have a business partner who's struggling to like see eye to eye with you, like, bring them and we can help them see the vision of what's possible, what you guys can do inside your business. And it can change
This year,
everything.
we're even buying tickets, Russell, for people like how Jackie paid for my ticket. I'm even buying tickets and bringing other people. So if you're out there and you know somebody like Jackie knew that I was struggling and she did something and she paid that ticket forward. So we're doing the same thing this year. So if any of you want to do that, like people, it's life changing.
That's so cool. Oh, so exciting. Well, Eileen, do you have any special bonuses you could throw in to help somebody make sure to make that commitment and they do not
Yes.
miss coming and
Yes.
being at Fun Hacking Live?
Listen, so my mission is to make you money. If you're watching this video, I feel like I'm put on this planet to help make you money. And so I have put together a mini training for you that breaks down exactly how to speak so that you'll get sales today. It's called Sales Speaking, and it's inside. It's our gift to you when you purchase a Funnel Hacking Live ticket or multiple tickets.
Mhm.
It'll be a bonus that you can start. You can implement it. The framework is so easy. You can start implementing it today, and I would love for you to start implementing it. And then let me know, tell me how much you've made at Funnel Hacking Live.
It's so cool. Yeah. If someone gets just that bonus alone, implements it, like they could get the ticket and the hotel costs back just by implementing it before you even show up. And then everything
just do what I tell you in the video, and you'll be fine.
So we already put that video in the members area, I believe, or it's going to be there today. So
Mhm.
if you already have your ticket, if you go to
Yes.
funnelhackinglive.com and log in, it's right there in the speaker
Yeah,
bonus.
right there. Sales Speaking.
And if you don't have a ticket yet, you just go to funnelhackinglive.com, get your tickets, and then you'll be taken to this members area. And then boom, all of the things are in there as well. Which is awesome. Now it's cool. I mean, you've spoken to Funnel Hacking Live a couple times, but this is the first time you've ever taught this framework too. Right? This is like, I've only seen you talk about at your inner circle. That's why I'm so excited for you to like publicly talk about it.
I've never shared it outside. There are people who paid sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars to hear this training. It's advanced for those of you who know that you need to like up your speaking game, but it also is the best training if you're just starting as a speaker, or you're just thinking about getting on video, or you're just thinking about, because you'll do it so well out of the gate that people will tell you, you were the best speaker, this was the best podcast, and you'll start making money faster because it'll move the audience. So
so cool. Anyway, Eileen, you're the best. Appreciate you coming and sharing with the funnel hackers and like giving all your advice and your wisdom, especially seeing, you who are like, you're a product of the product. You came to Funnel Hacking Live, you experienced it, now you're here giving back, which is always the best. So you guys, this is the last chance. We're 35 days away. Tickets are almost sold out. We've sold out every single year in the last 10 years. We will sell out this year as well. And one of the things people always ask me, like, I don't know if I can afford the ticket. I'm like, okay, really quick. If I had a friend who spent, I think we're like $6 million spent $6 million to throw a party for me. He paid for the greatest speakers and trainers ever to come in the room, plus got 5,000 or 6,000 of the greatest entrepreneurs in the same room to network with me. And all I had to do was buy a ticket and show up.
Oh my gosh.
Why would you say no to that party? Like, anyway, you can't miss it. It's going to be amazing.
It's too expensive not to. Oh, go ahead. It's happening. It's happening.
Too expensive not to go.
It's too expensive not to go, because one presentation, one partner that you meet there, one golden nugget of wisdom that comes from that platform will shift everything. It's very expensive not to attend Funnel Hacking Live. I know. I was broke until I was 40, so I understand what it is I'm saying.
There's life before FHL and life after FHL, right?
Now I'm rich, FHL.
That's awesome. So the dates again, if you don't write down yet, we're in Las Vegas, February 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. You go to funnelhackinglive.com, you can get your tickets. Also, just a secret note, after you get your tickets, on the next page, there's an upsell page. The day before Funnel Hacking Live, there's a top secret VIP day with Dan Kennedy. I would recommend getting that because it's going to be insane. Dan Kennedy was my mentor. He's who I learned marketing from.
Yeah.
So on February 11th, we have a special Dan Kennedy day. So that's only available in upsell. So after you sign up, you can see that. I believe if you already have your tickets and you forgot to get a VIP ticket, I think when you log in the members area, there is, I think, a button, or if not, I'll tell my team to put a button in there where you can make sure you upgrade. And there it is. Yeah. So you can get it if you missed it. But the 11th is going to be a special day with Dan Kennedy. I have a chance to interview him on stage, and Dan's the best. So do not miss that as well. But that's what's going to be happening. That week's going to be insane. Funnel Hacking Live, number 10, The Last Dance. Come hang out with me and Eileen there. Eileen, thanks for jumping on this morning and hanging out for a little bit. And everybody, now is the time to go to funnelhackinglive.com. To end off this live, what we're going to do is we're going to play you guys the trailer for this year's Funnel Hacking Live. You're going to see shots and scenes from our last Funnel Hacking Live. But I want you, as you're watching this, picture yourself sitting in the room. Like visualize yourself sitting in the room and experiencing what's happening here, and just realize that can happen for you in 35 days from now. You're going to just take that leap of faith and come and hang out with us. So with that said, thank you, Eileen. Thank you, everybody. And Ben, let's cue up the trailer for Funnel Hacking Live 10, The Last Dance.
So many of us as entrepreneurs have limiting beliefs. We think money is something we should be afraid of. We should be afraid to lose it. We should be afraid to ask for it. What is being talked about here is how to overcome that.
What do you want, and why are you here?
I came to Funnel Hacking Live without a business.
I was working 2 jobs. I still didn't have enough.
I procrastinated my way into depression.
I'd just gotten out of a heavy addiction.
I was sued by multiple creditors.
This is not my life. This is not my life. I know I'm meant for more.
You find yourself lost, frustrated, disconnected,
because you have no fire.
Put your seatbelts on.
When you go, you don't know what you need. You don't really know what you're going to find. And then you find it.
When I got here, I was like,
I found my people.
Funnel Hacking Live is like coming home.
Raise your hand if you're like me and you're a hot mess.
I'm a hot mess!
I felt like Michael Jackson or something, you know what I'm saying? I felt like I was Prince.
This is a rock concert for entrepreneurs.
Dramatic demonstration.
Russell's going to hate me for that. It's like my long-lost ADHD family.
I can be myself. You don't have to put on this stereotypical business appearance.
I'm a firm believer that you can be really successful in business and still be like a really good person.
The most powerful force is economic force.
I've been doing this now 20 years. I can't tell you the number of gurus who have come and gone and come and gone. If you want to grow a company today, this is the way.
You and I are going to demonstrate how powerful the focused human mind can be.
You've got a map. That's the key.
There aren't many things that can take you from zero to generational wealth in less than a year. We literally have people that came here with a big idea, got super turned on, took the information, and then they go home and they do it.
I'm going to tell you how I get paid every single month from my kitchen with my phone.
This piece makes the content come alive.
I like the cutting edge strategies.
We need to know what's working right now.
That's the most effective and the fastest path to success in today's market.
Once I saw the results I was getting, I knew we were onto something really big.
We teach you how we're adding over 1,000 people per day to our membership programs.
I want to reach in and grab your heart and be like, wake up! Because some of you have a calling. Unless you are open, you will get nothing. You will say, hey, we just had Dwayne Johnson's son double do a presentation.
I get paid the same amount of money whether they go home smart or stupid. You know, it don't matter to them.
Now, how many of you in the room are going, man, I don't have a team? Let me see your hand. Okay, do me a favor. Look to your left, look to your right. You have a team.
The way to win this game of business is together.
When ESPN said, babe, you can't do it, I said, oh yeah, watch me, watch me.
Come out here and blow fire up your ass.
How many people ready to get your first click from the word? Somebody said that's me.
It's like an Oscar show or something.
I give you permission to say goodbye to the past and hello to whatever future you want to have. I'm giving you permission right now.
Give your family a chance.
You are meant to shine.
Go find your people. They need you.
Say it from your doggone heart. I can. I will. I must. Because they counting on me.